Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll wait for a couple of minutes for other attendees to join in. Great. Let's get started. A very warm welcome to you all. I am Mehak Lakwani from Signet.one's marketing team, and I will be your host for today's webinar. Thank you for taking the time to join us for today's webinar. From hours to minutes, automating high volume document signing with signature bulk signing. Most organizations today can generate thousands of business documents at the click of a button. However, when it comes to signing these documents, many still rely on manual processes, resulting in delays, bottlenecks, and unnecessary effort. However, many enterprises still rely on manual DSC-based signing processes before invoices, credit notes, purchase order, employee letters, policy documents, statements, and other business documents can be dispatched. This often leads to operational bottlenecks, dependency on authorized signatories, delayed customer communication, compliance risk, and significant manual effort across finance, HR, operations, and IT teams. In today's webinar, we will explore how enterprises can eliminate these challenges through automated bulk signing and document dispatch workflows. Now, let me introduce to our esteemed speakers for today. First, we have Mr. Sachin Balkavade. He is a Deputy General Manager of IT in Jessons Industry Limited. He leads the IT function at Jessons Industry Limited and brings extensive experience in digital transformation, enterprise technology, SAP modernization, and cybersecurity initiatives. He has been instrumental in driving technology led business transformation and improving operational efficiency through innovation and automation. Next, we have Charmi Gogre. She is a project manager, financial transformation at IDFC First Bank Limited with 9 years of experience in finance. She works across finance, technology, and AI to build scalable solutions that improve efficiency, governance, and decision making. At IDFC First Bank, she has led GST process automation, a guided accounting framework for the gift city, and system harmonization during the bank's merger. We also have Mr. Sanket Handa. Mr. Sanket Handa is a Chief Product Officer at Signet.one. With over 18 years of leadership experience, he drives product vision and innovation across fintech, tech stack, secure digital signing, and automation portfolios. He has previously built scalable platforms at Lending Cards, Stellite, Sophos, and CyberRoom. And finally, we have Miss Deepika Asudani. Deepika Asudani, she's a product manager at Signet.one. Deepika brings nearly a decade of expertise in product development and compliance focused digital solutions. She has been instrumental in shaping platforms like Cygnature, enabling enterprises to meet rigorous e signing and approval requirements. She will be leading the panel conversation and taking us through the demonstration of how signature bulk signing automates high volume signing directly from enterprise systems. If you have any questions during the session, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. We will take them towards the end during the Q&A session. Meanwhile, a few poll questions will appear on your screen during the webinar. We encourage everyone to participate and share their views.
Sure. Thanks, Mehak. Thanks for the introduction. Can we have all the panelists on stage? Yeah. Hi, Charmi. Hope it's audible.
Yeah. Hi, Deepika.
Just a sec. Just a second. We'll get all the panelists online. Mr. Sanket Handa and Mr. Sachin Mankapre would join us in.
Hi, everybody. Very good evening to all of you.
Hi, Sanket. Good evening. Hope we are all audible and visible.
Loud and clear.
Great. Let's see if Mr. Sachin has been able to join.
Yeah, I'm on call now.
Great. Okay. Let's get started. Thank you for that introduction, Mehak. So, Before we dive into the panel discussion, let's just quickly hear from you guys, our audience, with a very quick poll. So, Mehak will be launching a poll now to take a moment to answer while we get started with the discussion. How does your team currently sign high volume documents? Just want to get some insights before we get into the panel discussion. The poll will be active for a minute. Please try to provide your responses. How does your team currently sign high volume documents? Great. So let's get now into our panel discussion. I'll bring in each of our speakers for their perspective. Charmi ma'am, to start with you. Why does document signing continue to remain a bottleneck in many organizations, particularly for high volume transactions of documents such as invoices, account statements, and customer communications?
Yeah. Hi, everyone, and thank you for giving us this opportunity. So currently, the major challenges that enterprises or we as an industry, banking industry, were facing is the challenge of high volume invoices all coming at once as we have our monthly charging and all going on. So the major challenge that we were facing is that since there are many segments within the bank owning their own departments, so the challenges were that each department had to do their own signing, sharing of invoices and all. So that was the first trigger or need why the uh, digital signing platform was required, bulk signing platform was required at our end. Then obviously there were other challenges like person dependent tasks or uh, operational efficiency or resources were getting occupied with this one task after month end when customers were asking for copies again and again. So all of these challenges are the major triggers or enablers for the bulk signing platform need, basically.
Great, great. Thank you, Charmi. I would like to ask Sachin, sir, bringing in the customer lens here. At Jason Industries, what business and operational challenges are highlighted the need to move from manual invoice signing to an automated bulk signing process?
Interesting. Good afternoon, everyone. So if I look at to answer this question is I'll take back to understand the kind of business which we are into. Okay, so we cater to businesses. We don't cater to end customers. So we're into B2B segment. So as an organization, we have outgrown. We have been growing continuously. The volume of invoices which we are generating across multiple locations which we are managing currently. So that has grown significantly. If we look at the traditional process of manually signing invoices, it really created a bottleneck, operational bottleneck. So that used to uh, result into delayed dispatches, dependency on specific individuals for timely execution. So we were looking out for a solution that could, support business scalability, eliminate manual intervention, and ensure that invoices were processed and shared with customer faster while maintaining, the required compliances and audit requirements. That is where we, took a decision that we should digitize or, automate the entire signing process.
Great, great. Thanks, Sachin, for your insights. Sanket, I would like to ask you from a product standpoint. Beyond signing multiple documents together, what larger enterprise workflow challenge was Cygnature designed to address?
it all starts with the customer situation and the problem, not the product, obviously. And with that, a very good evening for all of you. Very apt question. Uh, so I, I I think when people let's say hear about the term bulk signing, the one thing that quickly comes to the mind or immediately comes to the mind is that there are thousands of PDFs that need to be signed. But that's only the visible part of the problem that comes up. What we have consistently seen and heard from companies, be it corporates, manufacturing companies, be it PFSI segment, is that while most companies have automated document generation, so the document gets generated automatically, it's the ERP or the billing systems, the the invoice statement certificate gets generated automatically. But then the process suddenly becomes manual because someone has to download the document, connect a DSC, and then send it out. Uh, and especially when this is to be done at scale, let's say, and if there are multiple signers involved in this process, it becomes very complicated to scale, trace, and the overall experience, both for the internal users and for the ones that are going to receive their documents, becomes very odd and confusing. So that the manual part is manageable or can be manageable for a few hundred documents. But when you're dealing with let's say thousands or lakhs of documents every month, that final manual step becomes the real bottleneck. And that's exactly the challenge that we wanted to solve with Signature, our bulk signing tool. Our objective was not to really only help the customer sign document faster. It is actually to make signing, the digital signing, a seamless part of the overall business workflow. So that once the document is generated, the approvals are in place, the signing should happen automatically, and the document should move to the next stage without anybody having to intervene in that particular flow. And at the end of the day, organizations don't want another application to operate. I mean, especially mid large size organizations and the corporates and BFSI, they're already dealing with multiple systems. You don't want just one another application to operate. You want an application that seamlessly works with your existing applications and want that the business process keeps moving. So that was what it was, and it is designed to address.
Great. Thanks, Sanket. Thanks for your wonderful insights. And I think that's a great start to the panel discussion. And we have got the introductory insights of all the panelists, how it started, what is the trigger point for them, what were the operational challenges for them to get started, and there was a need arise for bulk signing process on automation. Thank you all. This brings to an end to first round of our session and the discussion. Let's check in with our audience again with another quick poll while we begin with the second round. So, Mehak, I would request you if you can just flash a quick poll for the second round of questions. What is your biggest challenge in bulk document signing today? Till the poll is alive, it would be for a minute. Please provide your responses. And meanwhile, let's continue with the conversation with the panel. Charming, again, picking up on the operational side, before implementing the automated bulk solution, what operational challenges did your organization face around signing high volumes of documents? Was it a turnaround time, dependency on individual digital signature holders, compliance, scalability, operational continuity, if you would like to highlight?
Yeah. So, as I was mentioning, like in the banking sector, what happens is there are multiple departments who are responsible to do the transactions for their specific areas. Like there is wholesale, there is retail, there is urban, rural. So it was segmented as such because even like when you're signing the invoice, the authority or the authorized signatory ka availability and all is also a challenge. Plus, like it, becomes a decentralized process. Like once I issue the invoice, after that also there are chances that the customers come back asking that today I've not received, or the email did not go through, or XYZ reason. So all of that was the main part. Plus, even on the compliance side, like the law also mentions that it is ideally, because we are exempted from e-invoicing, right? If it was an e-invoice, obviously, then the law is a bit different. There is not a compliance or statutory requirement to sign the invoices digitally or something, because there is a QR-based mechanism already in place. But since we are exempted, so it was a need to ensure that the invoices or the tax invoice that is going to the customer, the end customers, are all in a standardized format with the correct signatures affixed, because then it becomes a legally valid document, right? So it's very essential that the end user gets the right document, plus in the given time frame, because after filing the returns also we have some levy time limit in which we have to issue them. So all of that is something that we need to ensure, uh, because of which we those were the basic operational challenges that we could highlight.
Correct. And what difference have you observed in the turnaround time post automating this entire process?
Yeah, so now, I just mentioned the process. So earlier, what used to happen is the statement generations were happening separately, and the GST return filing was separate. Now, since again, like I'm mentioning, since we are from the banking sector and we have a time limit of 45 days after transaction date to issue invoices. So then what happens is we have a seamless integration now from Signet. Once we file our returns, the transactions or the B2B invoices related line items automatically flow to signature, and then get digitally signed. The signature is affixed automatically, and then it goes to the customers over their registered email ID. So the entire process is now automated. Like there is no manual intervention at all that we are currently having. So that's something that has reduced our turnaround time to a very large extent, because there is, like I told you, there is no human currently in loop for any of the intermediary processes. Obviously, then after sharing of invoices, also there will be some manual dependencies still there. But yeah, but to that large extent now it's streamlined this.
Yeah, thanks for the insights, Jami. Sachin, on the integration side, I would like to ask you whether what was important to integrate signing seamlessly with your ERP and billing systems rather than modifying the ERP or introducing a separate manual signing step.
Well, see, our focus was not on maintaining a streamlined, or majorly it was focused on maintaining a streamlined business process. Okay, without disrupting our existing, core ERP environment. So integrating the digital signature solution directly with existing invoice generation process allowed us to automate signing at the point of generation of the document itself. Okay, now this eliminated manual handling, reduced process complications, minimized user interventions. It also avoided, basically, as if you are on kind of an Oracle or SAP environment, the kind of uh, overall budget which has been eaten up by this expensive customization which is required. So we ensured, did not get into that, and this solution again seamlessly integrated with the existing core ERP application, and the system is stable, continuity is there, so that helped us. Perfect.
So your source of truth and records relies in the same system, and everything was integrated seamlessly, which
Right.
brings a major reduction in your turnaround time and the execution of documents.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Sanket, building on that, how is enterprise signing evolving from a user-driven activity into an embedded system-triggered process across ERP, HRMS, CRM, APIs, or for that matter, shared folders and other business applications?
Um, I certainly agree with what Charmi and Sachin mentioned. I mean, very, very apt. And those are the biggest challenges. Let me try and put forward the answer from my lens perspective to Deepika, what you asked. So what I think this is one of the shifts that we have been observing for last some time, and it will continue. Earlier, the digital signing was treated as a user activity. And in case of multiple DSCs, which is typical of any bank or PFSI or corporate, based on different business units or different departments or entities, it's multiple users, right? So someone would generate a document, or the system generates a document, open another application, digitally sign it, whenever they get time, as Charlie said, unavailability of the signers becomes a point, and then save and continue the process. Today, organizations are asking a very different kind of question. If the document is already approved, it is automatically generated by the system. Why should one really have to sign it manually? And that is where the embedded signing comes into play. Instead of asking the users particularly, be it the signers or the one who are working with them to make it happen, perform another task, the business application itself should trigger the signing automatically. And whether the document comes from, let's say, as you asked, an ERP or a CRM or an HRMS system, billing system, shared folder, whichever mechanism, the signing process becomes a part of the overall flow. The user does not and should not need to think about it. They simply generate the document. Everything else should automatically happen in the background. And I think that is where the the enterprise automation is heading and has been heading, reducing manual touch points and letting systems handle the repetitive activities in a more scalable and secure fashion. And I would say the best system is where the users don't have to think about it, right? It just happens and it just works. So yeah, that is how I would summarize it.
Correct. Wonderful insights. Okay. That brings us to end of the second set of questions that we had for our panel here. It's time for a quick poll. Let's go ahead and cast your vote. What documents does your team sign in bulk most often? What documents does your team sign in bulk most often? While the poll is active, I would like to continue the discussion with our panelists. Let's go a level deeper with our panelists. Chami, coming back to you on governance. How has automated bulk signing helped your organization maintain signing authority and governance while significantly also improving the operational efficiencies?
So, since we are from the banking sector and it seems to be the most regulated sector, having all the checks and balances in place, while not the invoices that we sign are all customer invoices, right? And there is customer related information that is available on these platforms and all. So from that perspective, we had to obviously be more stringent from the implementation perspective, because we had to do all the background verifications from PII information not getting leaked. These were some points that we had to first check up on, ensure that there is no leakage of any of these data points outside our environment. So that was one point that we had to ensure. Then coming to the second one is, since these are all time-bound processes, and like I told you, since we have to issue the invoices on month end, post month end, so the volumes are huge. Once the filing is done in 2 or 3 days time, we have to ensure all the invoices are issued and received to the customers. So getting the performance of the platform also checked, along with obviously the other checkpoints. This is also important that sometimes some processes take a little bit more longer And at that point, ensuring that all these large volume data sets are handled, that was also crucial that we had to check upon. And now, obviously, like today, within 2 days after the filing is done, we are able to share all the customer invoices end to end with all our customers.
Just to follow up on that question, like you mentioned that uh, a lot of volumes have been, on daily basis. If you can just give us a quick a tentative volume of what is the processing volume currently being
So today, like after month ends, the month end charging part, it goes up to 2 lakh of invoices roughly that is being shared in 2 to 3 lakh of invoices in 2 days or 3 days time that is currently being shared with the customers.
Yeah, that's a huge volume, I would say. And quoting it that it's processed within 2 to 3 days by the end of month, and also tentatively reducing your turnaround time and efficiency operational processes to a great extent. I think that's a lot of benefit that is being added by automatic on these processes. Thanks, Charmi. Moving to Sachin sir, on the results front, beyond faster signing, what measurable improvements did you observe in operational efficiency, throughput, dependencies on users, and overall business processes? If you want to? Mr. Sachin?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was on mute. Am I audible now?
Yes, very well.
Yeah, so I was saying for sure the benefit extends beyond speed, I would say. What we managed to achieve is higher document throughput. We reduced the turnaround time for processing the invoice, minimized, again, I would repeat myself, we minimized the dependency on key personals, and lowered the risk of missed or delayed invoice dispatches, which directly impact the business. Uh, the solution, I would say, the solution improved process consistency. It helped us strengthen the governance and accountability, audibility, and enabled our team to focus on more, high value activities instead of, looking into this repetitive administrative task. So overall, I would say, if I have to sum it up, it contributed towards, greater operational efficiency and better customer experience, because today, as soon as the invoice has been posted in the system, an email is triggered to the customer, and customer knows that the material has been dispatched with a digital signed invoice. So that's the experience for what the customer is also wowing us for.
Ankit, on the technical depth, high volume signing requires much more than simple applying a digital signature. So, how does Signature address enterprise requirements such as multiple DSC, server side signing, secure key management, signature positioning, and a high volume processing?
That's absolutely true, because just applying a digital signature is not what would meet an enterprise requirement. I mean, we have Chabi ma'am from representing a bank here, Sachin G representing a corporate slash manufacturing organization. So very, very different perspectives. And uh, so the real complexity actually starts when we start looking at the enterprise operates, right? Now, different entities, or let's say different business units, will have different authorized signatures. Now, different departments may use different DSCs. Some customers that we have seen want signature on the first page, others on the last page, while some have very specific placement requirements. They also want to mention additional details along with the company details also as a part of the overall information that is getting there. On top of that, many organizations need to process thousands of documents in a very limited time window, like the way Charlie explained. So the challenge isn't, in fact, let me take a step forward. There are organizations who say, and I'm taking as an example. So let's say a lot of customers that are using, let's say SAP, say that, okay, we have a smart form. Can you also help us make changes in this smart form so that any change that might be required to handle it? Okay, so we go ahead and do that as well. As soon as the document gets generated, they want that as soon as we confirm the document and initiate the signing process, it simply goes to the signing tool, it signs the document and comes back, and they are able to simply print it from there. Now, even in case of that, the requirements came up like if the certificate has expired, only in that case they would want the instead of the green tick, the cross to be there. Otherwise, they want the green tick to be there because even when they print it, even when it is sent to the customers over a soft copy, it should be clearly visible to the customers that this is an verified, digitally signed invoice. So there are very, very specific requirements around placement, around scale, uh, which document should go for which specific DSC signing based on the parameters that are passed on to it. As Sachinji mentioned, the document should also be emailed to their customers at the same time. So, and all of this happening at significantly high scale. So the challenge is not just about signing it. It is actually doing it securely, consistently, in a way the customer wants, and at a scale without disrupting their existing business processes. And that is what the solution has been designed. So it supports signing multiple signing scenarios, integrates easily with the existing applications, allows, let's say, flexible signature placement, and enables a secure high volume processing with centralized control. In fact, we received requirements for organizations that that wanted it to significant high scale. I mean, a month-end process having tens and lakhs of documents. Now, in that case, we also had to go ahead and consider deploying this particular tool in a deployable scenario so that the overall scale effectiveness also goes up from that perspective. And those that was also designed and successfully implemented. So the idea is that customers should not really have to uh, redesign their processes just to implement a digital signing. It needs to make their life easier, like not bring in more effort or change in the way things might be. The signing solution should adapt to their business, not the other way around. So and that is how it
And
is.
in fact, it makes the integrations easy. How flexible it is to easily integrate, like you mentioned, make changes in the smart form if required, maybe have a cockpit or individually sign different invoices. So that's also a great thing. Yeah. Thanks, Ankit. Now, let's pause for one more poll before we close out this round. Mike, if you could please flash poll free. Fourth poll. Yeah. How many documents does your team sign in a typical month? How many documents does your team sign in a month?
Sharmi will say my option is not even here on the list. It's a multipliers of that.
In fact, it can also exceed the volume mentioned by Charmi in a day. In a day, also, you can go up to 1 lakh or 2 lakh documents. That sort of effectiveness we have of
In fact, we've seen organizations and while teams are the attendees are filling the poll, we've seen situations where the digital signing plays the role very quickly, but the email server that is expected to send out the email gets just blocked because it can only operate at a certain pace. So as a reverse situation we have observed, but yes, at the end uh, it has to follow how the customer wants it, and it has to happen at that scale.
So, moving on to the last and final round with our panel, let's close out with a forward looking view. Chan, to wrap up your perspective, Based on your experience, what advice would you give finance and IT leaders evaluating bulk signing solutions? And which factors should they prioritize? Governance, ERP integration, scalability, multiple signing authorities, user adoption, or compliance? You would like to lead. Yes, Chami, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. So I was saying that there is no one point that should be actually looked upon for going on to the bulk signing solution from the manual journey. So there are multiple things obviously that needs to be checked. And today, as we are moving towards a more digitalized and AI-driven world, obviously these all the points would be of equal importance, I would say, when we are evaluating or assessing some digital solutions to be put in place for bulk signing. So depending on the industry, like BFSI is more governance and regulated sector there that would play a more pivotal role. Then for other sectors where the volumes are too huge, the operational efficiency would play a major factor to consider. Plus, like all the other panelists also, like Sanket and Sachin also mentioned that digital signing, the bulk signing invoicing is not only restricted to digital signing of invoices and sharing it with the customers. In fact, it's an end-to-end journey to look upon. And this being a repetitive task, sometimes it is the last task to be that people take up to automate. But however, looking at the compliance and statutory requirements, I think this should be the first task to be picked up and automated so that it does not be a worry for the organization to look upon. Repetitive task hai, so it's more of like it should not be a point to bother or have customer escalations for. Rather, this should be something that is already taken care of.
Thanks for your wonderful insights, Charmi. Sachin, closing thoughts from your side. Many organizations assume implementing bulk signing requires significant ERP changes or additional software investments. So, based on your implementation experience, how easy was deployment, and what advice would you give other organizations who are considering this transformation?
So we were one of the early adopters, of digital signature. We started back in 2020, just during the COVID, because that is where the need was really, required. People were working, from home, no office access, document had to be processed. So that is when we started. So I would say, in this last 6 years journey, we have done this implementation twice. So we have moved from a different core ERP application to S/4HANA now. So we have used the FTP, way of digital signing the document now to the, API-based digital signing. So our experience demonstrate that, bulk signing implementation can be far simple than many organization today anticipates. So with the right solution, I feel, right deployment can be achieved with minimal impact on the existing ERP system and without extensive development. So my advice is to focus more on, solution that integrates seamlessly with your existing core business application, uh, prioritize automation over manual workarounds, and evaluate the long-term operational benefits rather than just, look for implementing efforts. So the return on investment is often realized quickly through improved efficiency. For me, I am repeating in all the questions which you asked. So the improved efficiency is well seen because, as I mentioned, we process on daily basis. We process a lot of invoices. It had to be manually signed. Now the person who used to manually sign, he's been, looking after and he's been dedicatedly, working on other tasks. So reduce manual efforts and enhance again, process reliability gets enhanced as well. So overall, it's more from the perspective of, looking at the right solution, understanding your needs, and accordingly have the implementation done.
And how smooth and seamless was your transition from FTP based to API? And what would you put a better option or alternative for your use case?
So for me, as I mentioned, we've been using this solution for 6 years. So SAP integration happened in 2 days for us. We integrated the entire solution of Signet in 2 days. So I remember we went live with SAP on 1st April 2024, and we initiated the development, the integration on 25th of March, because the systems were not ready. The SAP systems were not ready. We had to do the cutover activities and all, and couldn't give the access to Signet team. And on 29th, when we had, kind of a system shutdown, a business shutdown, we extended the access, and within 2 days, the first invoice was digitally signed for us from SAP.
Thanks.
So it's seamless. It's basically understanding what is your need, what, and again, having the right partner, guiding you, and that is where Signet comes into place, because we were, previously, prior to SAP, we were onto a Microsoft platform, so completely a new platform for us. So they helped us understand, and as I mentioned, 2 days signing, deployment, great achievement for us. And it's not that difficult, for the rest of the participants here.
That's a quick turnaround on the deployment. Thanks, Sachin. Thanks for your wonderful insights. Finally, with Sanket looking ahead, do you see enterprise signing evolving from a compliance utility into a core automation service embedded across ERP, billing platforms, APIs, customer communication, and straight through digital business processes?
Okay, absolutely. In fact, and before I say that, thank you, Shami and Sachin, for the inputs. Very, very excited to hear what you mentioned. And Deepika, so to your question, yes, in fact, I think the transition has already begun. I mean, initially, organizations adopted digital signing because they had to comply with a regulation or a legal requirement, right? That's the primary driver. And it is not only about digital signing. In fact, in any scenario, it starts with the regulation or the need that needs to be met. But today, the conversation is very different. It is not only about compliance. Customers are looking at signing as a part of their overall digital transformation journey. For example, is it now not only about compliance, but how does it affect my users? How does it affect my customer experience or stakeholder experiences? How does it impact and all of how does it impact the overall TAT from a business standpoint perspective? All of those, if efficiency, all of those starts to matter, and that is where it becomes a part of the overall transformation journey beyond the compliance need. So whether it's, let's say, invoices, or let's say account statements or certificates, HR documents, customer communication, organizations want these documents to move seamlessly from generation to signing to delivery. And I'm saying all these three stages: the generation, signing, and delivery, without a manual intervention. And I believe over next few years, digital signing will almost become invisible to business users, meaning they won't need to log into a separate application just to sign the documents. It will happen automatically as a part of the workflow, just like sending an email or generating a PDF, the way it happens today. So that's the way we see things moving, and the way things will happen. Not just let's say paperless organization, but embedded, connected, automated, intelligent document processes where signing is simply and one another service that is running in the background in an embedded fashion for organization. And and as uh, as the AI part becomes more and more understood, it would be very interesting to see the use cases of coming here in terms of an example. Uh, and I can hypothetically think about situations like identifying or automatically classifying the document type, automatically identifying whom should it go to signing uh, from that angle. So the right signing authority and the right signing part based on multiple criterias, and even distributing it to the customer. Uh, so, for example, today we, as in our full-fledged solution, we also support capabilities around creating templates the way organizations want it. So maybe even giving that flexibility using a more intelligent solution would also something which I think we'll see as the time progresses down the line. But yeah.
Thanks, Sanket, for your wonderful insight. Thank you so much to all our panelists for such rich perspectives. That gives us a great foundation. Now, let's actually see this in action with a very quick live demo of Cignature's bulk signing utility. I'm just going to share my screen and we'll see a quick demonstration. Yeah, hope my screen's visible.
Yes.
So before I get to the solution, just a quick mind map of how different approaches work uh, while integrated with the bulk signing utility. So one is FTP based approach and the other one alternative is an API based integration. So like Sachinji mentioned previously, they were into the FTP based integration where their source system would be some ERP or SAP HANA or whatever is the business system just going to manage and store the documents, invoices, purchase orders, credit notes, debit notes, etc. All these invoices would then rely on this source of truth or information for processing, where the input folder will have all the documents which are required to sign. Signature's bulk signing utility would be configured in a way that it will automatically apply all the signatures digitally on all the documents which are in the input folder and then export all the signed documents in the output folder. The solution also has the capability to directly send emails. And if there is a requirement to apply single signature, multiple DSCs, multiple formats, all these would be managed through configured master value settings. So this approach is suitable and more opted approach in cases where the API integration is not easily possible. But if you have ERPs like SAP, Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle, the integration is very quick, seamless. Like Sachinji mentioned that it was done in just 2 days' time, right? So if you go through the API based approach, which directly integrates with your ERP or source system to say the signature is digitally applied automatically on all the invoices which are generated from the source system, the applied configured settings would be done on the invoices or the documents which are digitally signed, and the email is sent directly through the utility itself. That reduces your turnaround time significantly, and all your cumbersome processes of manually signing the documents. It reduces. It increases the efficiency in the process and process a large volume of documents in a very short time, and your source system would be stagnant. Like everything would be seamlessly managed from the source system, and the APIs can easily integrate. And just to say the entire process, this is how it works. A level deeper into the explanation that I've just given on the API based approach. So your centralized server would have the DSCs attached to the system, And ERP being your source system, it could be SAP HANA, it could be a return filing tool to say, where the raw data of invoices is available in the system. The DSC service will also create the invoice, digitally sign it, and then send it or email it to the customers. And this entire process would be seamless and automated through the bulk signing utility. And these are the master settings which we will look at. So this master value segment is going to identify each digital signature and apply it automatically based on the set configurations for different document formats. So just to see all this in action, this is the dashboard where you can actually see how many signatures are applied, how many emails have been sent, just the statistics around the number of documents which are processed in large volumes for each location and for each business. So here you can see multiple signatures applied, emails sent. If you are using FTP-based approach, how many documents have been picked from the folder, how many have been signed and emailed, location-wise statistics. So we have multiple, businesses and locations. So if you have multiple entities, let's take an example of bank, IDFC Bank. They have multiple locations. So you can have multiple businesses and locations configured here in the platform itself. And the system will pick invoices from the folder of specific location or business. Okay, so you can actually automate this entire process, location and GST. And so multiple entities can be easily onboarded. Multiple businesses can also be onboarded. So your location-wise statistics is also given. And the configuration settings are also very seamless and can be done easily. So here you can see the master segment value for applying each digital signature is also set. How you want to put the digital signature, how the configuration is required to be done, like Sandhya had rightly mentioned previously, that there are multiple options, whether you want to search from the text where to apply the digital signature, whether you want to put a specific position where the digital signature is applied. And when you select for specific position, you can even select on which page the digital signature is required to be applied, whether it is on all pages, first page, last page, or custom options where you can specifically define on which page the signature is required to be applied, above text, below text. So this is actually your configuration that you are doing for the digital signature, which is issued. It could be a PFX based digital signature, or it could be a USB token based signature, which you can seamlessly get from the certifying authorities. And you will not require to enter PIN each time the person is signing the document. That is the USP of this particular tool, where entire configuration is already done automatically in the backend or from this interface. And from the source of document parking, it gets automatically signed and processed and sent to the customer from there itself. And you can even manage the signature appearance from here. So let's say you want to create a signature appearance, what details you want to show on the digital signature, and if whether you want to draw a signature, or you can just sort of, have the digital signature name which is already there in the certificate to be shown in the signature appearance. So all these settings, it could either be an image or draw form or a text that's already there in your digital certificate. So all these custom configurations can be done by managing the signature appearance. Okay. And here you can see the document. So all the documents which are processed from the source system. So let's take a entire workflow system of IDFC Bank, which was correctly explained by Ms. Char. So it picks the document from ESP, the invoice raw data which is there in the ESP system. Invoice is generated, digital signature is applied, and email is already done successfully to the customer. This entire process is done automatically. User is just going to track these activity from the interface, from this particular interface. It's just park data, and the entire process is activities can be tracked. And I can just quickly download this particular invoice, and you can see how it is digitally signed. So the verifying properties, a green tick mark, like Sanket mentioned, green tick mark on how the document is verified, verifying component, and easily, if you want to print this document, it will also verify, say that this is a digital signature component and it has been verified. It has a trust chain of certificates, and the system also automatically verifies that this is long-term valid signature. So all these properties are there, and this is how the system is going to identify where the signature needs to be applied. It could be a single DSC, it could be multiple DSC, and where you are exactly required to put the digital signature above text, below text. All these configurations are flexible. So this gives you a very configure and flexible solution on how you want the signatures to be placed, and all the bulk processing in one. Even it can be integrated with AD. So your Active Directory credentials can be used to just sort of have single set of signing credentials to access the tool and verify your confidential documents. Yeah. So that's it. That's about the quick demonstration of how the system works in action. Obviously, this will always be in an integrated setup with a source system or ERP or FTP-based authentication or integration. But this is how it works in action. That brings us close to the final and last section of our session. Over to you, Mehak, for conducting a very quick poll, and let's wrap with some questions. So poll 5 is active now. Is your organization currently evaluating bulk signing automation? While the poll is active, Mehak, if we have any questions from the audience, let's please take it one by one.
Sure, Deepika. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you, team, for sharing those valuable insights. We will now open the floor for audience questions. If you have any questions, please drop them in chat box.
Please drop your questions or concerns and we'll be happy to answer. Or if you have any feedback.
We have a question. How secure is the solution and does it support audit trails and compliance requirements?
Yes. So we have audit trails. I can also quickly show that.
So we have two levels of solution here, while Deepika shows that. One solution is a light utility, which most customers require and ask for, which is actually deployed on the premises of the customers themselves. So because it is in your infrastructure, it is deployed in your environment, it is anyway secure because it is directly signing basis the PFX file that is placed on the server or the dongle that is depreciated. And it's a light utility. The reason why it is built that way is to make that digital signing and the turnaround very, very fast. And you rarely see it breaking down in situations. So it works very well. Now, there are customers that want a far bigger solution in terms of different level of capabilities and on cloud, for which we have developed a more detailed solution, which has a more detailed, let's say, a better logging capability, audit trail capability, even template customization capabilities of the document that you want to send, and all of those available here, which is what Deepika is showing right now. So the biggest organizations that we work with are very, very happy with the light utility itself. And there are organizations that seek a much more detailed utility, which is also what we have available. Yes, Deepika, go on.
So the transactions through even in light API utility, the transaction notifications and audit trails can also be passed. Like not everything is logged, but in a full setup, end-to-end setup at our end, even the audit trails and other things are logged for each and every module, for each location. If you're making any changes, user-based roles and authentication, vendor-based modules. So for each module, we have audit trail. And these full rights are given to the admin so that he can trace and track what changes are happening.
Next, we have question of how many documents can be signed in a single batch and what kind of processing time can we expect?
I'll take that question, and Sanket, you can add further. So I specifically asked Ms. Charmi about the volumes that she has been currently facing. So like she mentioned, a volume of 1 to 2 lakh per month. But for other customers as well, just a few instances which I would like to mention, that we have also seen volumes of around 1 lakh per day, 1 lakh plus invoices processed per day. So that sort of system is scalable enough to auto scale the solution, and the infrastructure is set up in a way that it can auto scale a solution if a large number of volume is being processed. Specifically, like I mentioned, this volume has been tested for one of the banks, and it is 1 lakh plus 1 day. So system can also auto scale and work on multiple volumes.
And beyond that, beyond a certain limit where the infrastructure does not alone suffice, we then end up deploying multiple the installations of the same utility working in tandem just to make sure that the scale significantly. So we can scale significantly to any such needs of any organization. And by the way, Deepika, to add to what you said, while Shavni mentioned 1 lakh, given that it's a month-end process for them. So for them also it typically happens in a day or 2 or 3 days max. So
Next question we have is, can signed documents be automatically emailed to customers, employees, or vendors after signing?
Yes, that's there. In the transaction trail itself, while I was showing the PDF processing screen where all the invoices were parked, you can actually see whether the invoice is generated, is digitally signed, and also sent. Email is directly sent. This option is available with both the solutions, whether it's a light utility or FTP based integration or API integration. This is a feature of the utility itself that once the invoices are digitally signed in bulk, it can be automatically sent to the customers. Yes, hope that answers the question. If you have any follow-up questions onto that, please post.
Thank you everyone for joining today's webinar. A big thank you to our speakers, Sachin sir, Charmi ma'am, Sanket sir, and Deepika ma'am for sharing valuable insights and experience. We hope today's webinar gave you a clear understanding of how organizations can eliminate manual signing bottlenecks and automate document workflows across finance, HR, operations, and IT functions. We will be sharing the webinar recording with all registered attendees shortly. If you would like to explore the signature bulk signing further or schedule a personalized discussion or demo, please feel free to reach out us at hello@signature.io. Also, do follow our LinkedIn page, Signature by Signet.one, for more insights, updates, and upcoming webinar. Thank you once again and have a wonderful day ahead.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sharmi ji, and thank you, the audience.